keep readers interested, you're going to need to create a sense of urgency or a spark of curiosity. We are living in TikTok times, friends. You cannot just have things go on forever. Hi, I'm Nicole. If you don't know me, I'm the founder of Let's Stucking Write, home of the Quack Pack, and writing coach. Over the weekend, I read the most beautiful series of vignettes. I loved all of the prose, and I loved the character, but it was just missing something. I was reading it for someone, or I admittedly might not have finished it. The reason I couldn't get through the story isn't because it wasn't pretty, or well written, or interesting. It's because it lacked a sense of urgency or stakes. So get into the woods with me. I mean, weeds. What I advised this writer to do was to think about what was at stake. I understood that this character was going on an internal journey in the middle of this massive conflict, but I didn't really understand why it mattered. What I said was, think about a few different ways you might create a sense of urgency or a compulsion to keep reading. So is the war pressing time? Is there some kind of loss? Is there a character we really hate, an antagonist driving things? Just to create pacing within the story. And so they're going to go back and keep on working on it, but it's a good tip for you too. If your writing is starting to sound like a series of disconnected vignettes, or you're losing pacing and urgency, start to think about what's at stake. I also want to point out that while this fic seemed pretty obvious to me once I read the piece, for the writer, this was something they've been stuck with for months, a really, really long time, even after sitting with the piece. And so sometimes what you really need on top of those stakes for your protagonist is a second set of eyes. So don't be afraid to reach out to a coach, a friend, somebody who has a bit of insight on writing, is a really good reader and really good at giving feedback to help you along. You never know when that outside perspective might spark something you didn't think about. And of course, if you want to write with me and the rest of the flock, check out letsstuckingwrite.com.